Hello fans and friends across the universe, and welcome back to my YouTube channel from me to you. My name's Keir Smith, back with another Fab 4 video. I've worked my way through each of the Beatles' 12 UK studio albums and chose my Fab 4, my 4 favourite songs from each of those albums, and so it's time to move on to the solo years. And I started that with my last Fab 4 video, which was on George Harrison's 33 1/3, where I chose my 4 favourite songs from that album. And I mentioned in that video that my next Fab 4 video would be on this album. This is Ringo Starr's Bad Boy from 1978. And I'd say that Bad Boy is a middling Ringo Starr album. Sure, it's by no means his best work, but there's plenty of good songs here, and it was no trouble getting a Fab 4 together here. And as is often the case, I got 3 together quite quickly and then deliberated over the 4th for some time. But I've got my 4 together, so here we go. Okay, so my first selection is the first song I think of whenever I pull this album out to play because it's my favourite song on the album. It is Tonight. This is lovely, a lovely arrangement, and it's a ballad that makes me swoon. The guitar pattern is really nice here, that creates a really nice melody from the off, and then it's all about the strings. They're a prominent feature throughout and they really make the song for me. Add to that the pretty female vocals that back Ringo superbly throughout. Sure, I'll be the first to admit that this is overly lush, but I really like it. The chorus line here is particularly nice, and I must say that Ringo sounds very comfortable throughout this slow, schmaltzy disco ballad, but it works for me. Best song on the album. Up next is the second song on the album, the title track. It is Bad Boy, yo, 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 yo. And this is a cover version of an old 50s song, and it really does have that old time kind of 50s swing feel to it, but I think that Ringo croons it wonderfully. It's probably a song that he had rattling around his head after maybe one too many hangovers. I really like the chirping organ in this song and those affectionate female backing vocals in the middle 8, and Ringo sings it in that weary, woe is me style, which is perfect for the song, and I find it's a really good one to sing along to as Ringo sings, I'm taking my troubles to blow my bubbles away. And Ringo gives it that rock and roll edge with that rather flashy drum solo at the end, which I think is really good. High marks from me, this is good. Up next is a song that Ringo wrote himself with his longtime producer and collaborator, Vinnie Poncia. This is the opening track on the album, Who Needs a Heart? This song of a love gone wrong chugs along nicely with a driving backbeat, a jaunty piano and peppy horns, and really nice vocals on the call and answer chorus. And I think Ringo's in really good voice here, and I especially like the sound of that piercing guitar solo by the guitarist who goes by the name of Git-Tar. And I really like the outro of this song where the piano, horns and guitar all mesh together to good effect. I really like this, and I think it works really well as an opener, and as I say, it's a co-write, so come on, let's give Ringo some credit where it's due. Okay, my 4th and final selection here is perhaps a slightly controversial one because this is a much loved song written by the songwriting partnership Dozier and Holland. This is a soul and Motown classic, and Ringo does his take on it. It is a fabulous song called Where Did Our Love Go? Now, if you follow Ken Michael's YouTube channel, Ken is a huge Beatles fan. He's done Beatles radio shows for years, and he runs a great channel interviewing some great guests talking all things Beatles. He's a real big fan of the Beatles solo years and will pretty much defend most things, but even he thinks that Where Did Our Love Go by Ringo is a major misstep. But Ken, I disagree. Now, I'll be the first to admit that this version of this classic song has been seriously disco-fied. Is disco-fied even a word? But, well, it is now. You know what I mean. And Ringo sings this with a rather deadpan vocal, almost disinterested, but the strings that I'll admit are over the top, coupled with those baby, baby, high-pitched female backing vocals. What can I say? I'm a sucker for strings, admittedly, and these certainly skip, dance and swoop all over the place, and I can certainly see why some people would think that it's all a bit too much and maybe they think that it ruins the song, but for me it's such a great song anyway, and I'm really glad that Ringo took it on because I think he does a good job with it and the production's good for me and I really like it. So there you go. That was my Fab 4 from Ringo's Bad Boy album. I chose Tonight, the title track, Who Needs a Heart, and Where Did Our Love Go? And I've got a couple of other videos lined up, but I will be back with another Fab 4 video soon, and I've decided that that's going to be on John and Yoko's Milk and Honey album. Now you may be thinking that there's not too much to choose from there, but I guarantee you I'm going to surprise you with at least one track there. But until then, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time.